Guys, holy crap, a new Battle Royale is coming to Stadia, and I'm hyped about this one, and I do think it's going to be on the same level, or at least close to Call of Duty Warzone. I'm going to have some details on that. Also, a new patch for Assassin's Creed Valhalla has emerged, and the game is running buttery smooth. Then we have some details on the upcoming Far Cry 6 release, and I think some of you guys might not be too happy, but listen to my thoughts on this one. And finally, a stealth game has dropped today, as well as the Falconeer. We'll take a very fast look at those. As always, guys, make sure you're subscribed so you're always up to date with all Stadia news. With that, let's go. So guys, a new game today has been announced in Ghost Recon Frontline. This is a title from Ubisoft, and yes, it is a free-to-play game. It's also set to feature 100 players. It's set in the island of Drakemore with a landmass of 16 square kilometers, 4 distinct biomes, 20 points of interest. So the premise of the game is that the environment is a disaster by this mining corporation. It's up to you and a team of 3 to compete to gather intel at locations around the island. Once you do that, you call for an extraction. A helicopter is going to come. That alerts the team on the islands, and that sets up the fights. You can also avoid gathering intel altogether and just kill the players around you. So there's a bit of strategy going on. It does have 3 different operators, and they're going to be like support, assault, and scout. The game's also set to have a closed beta, but this is only for PC, as consoles and Stadia are not involved yet. As for my thoughts though, man, I mean, here we go. We have admittedly wanted a Call of Duty Warzone on Stadia for quite some time. I've called for that game on Stadia for 2 years now, and trust me when I say I've pleaded, and I still do, to the powers that be at Stadia to get that one on Stadia, but this one is set to be an alternative and really one to look forward to if you're currently gaming mostly on Stadia. There's no release date, but personally I'm a big fan of this game so far from what I'm seeing. I fully played X-Defiant, another free-to-play game from Ubisoft. I tested that game out and I really enjoyed it. I fully expect a quality game with Ghost Recon Frontline as well. I know some people are not happy with this announcement because the Clancy franchise has pretty much been beyond saturated now. I totally get that, but as a guy who just wants to game, I am really guys looking forward to this title. Again, no release date was mentioned, but of course, as always, stay tuned to the channel as I will announce that as soon as I hear word. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla has gotten a patch now that introduces a frame rate mode giving you 60 FPS. I've now tested both of these, the quality and frame rate, and yeah, huge difference. You can certainly feel it. Frame rate mode feels a lot smoother, and it still, in my opinion, looks fantastic comparable to the quality mode. If you guys have the game or have Ubisoft Plus, get in there and enjoy it. Thanks to Ubisoft for going back and getting this frame rate mode done, even if it is a year later. Alright, it's time for some controversial stuff. So according to Gfinity Esports website, Ubisoft's Benjamin Hall told them that the Stadia version of Far Cry 6 will not run at 60 FPS, but only 30 FPS. Only this is what Benjamin Hall has to say. Throughout the development, our objective has been to make the most of the new generation of consoles while ensuring it wouldn't be at the expense of other platforms or previous gen hardware. The team have put in tremendous amount of effort to ensure each platform has the best possible experience we can deliver, with the next gen consoles achieving 60 FPS at 4K, 30 FPS on Stadia and other consoles. Now guys, at this point, all we can really do is speculate as to why this is an issue today. In my mind, the only thing that makes sense as to why we're not getting at least some form of a 60 FPS option is because it's a next gen game, I guess. I mean, we have Division 2 running true 4K 60 FPS on Stadia. We just saw Assassin's Creed Black Flag drop to 4K 60 FPS. Valhalla, I just talked about, got a 60 FPS mode, and the game released onto next gen consoles as well last year, so I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a head scratcher. Personally, I just want to see what we saw with Valhalla. Give us the option of a frame rate mode or a quality mode. Is that really not possible to get done on Stadia? I really feel like it is. But the dark truth is, guys, and I'm just being really honest here, is that the Stadia port of these games gets that last pass among all the platforms. It's the one they look at last. I kind of feel that's what's happening here. It's why we just got Valhalla with a 60 FPS mode a year later. I wouldn't be shocked that that happens again with Far Cry 6 later down the line with a later patch. At the same time, I still do want to wait for the game to release because maybe there is a performance and quality mode. I guess we'll find out soon, but this is a bummer nonetheless. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Of course, please don't shoot the messenger on this one. Thumbs up the video and definitely let me know your thoughts on this down below. And finally, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered dropped today on the Stadia store. This one was a complete surprise. It does seem like we're going to see a trickle of these Ubisoft games slowly just coming out in the weeks and months ahead. I'm good with that because there's still so many games coming out. Not a bad thing, of course. And then we have Falconeer also saw its debut on Stadia today. Again, this game was made by just one guy, so go out, buy this one, and support the dev if the game looks interesting. As always, guys, I'm Sunny, and I'll see you in the clouds.